The Premier League's worst ever player.
30-day trial to experience the Athletic
Bro, why the fuck is the video starting off with the ad?
for free. Visit
Hello,
the
they're
link in
taking
the
a piss,
description
boy.
below to try it now. In 1996, there were no YouTube compilations. There was no Y-Scout, Transfermarkt, or even much of an internet, meaning that the conditions were ripe for one of the greatest.
You know what's crazy? It's so crazy. Like, this occurred before my even existence, bro. And the fact that I had no internet, I can't even imagine a world without internet, bro. Like, imagine we didn't have internet. You wouldn't even know I existed. You wouldn't be watching this video. But these men all lived out. There's bare people that lived their entire life without internet, man. Kind of crazy.
Exceptions the Premier League has ever known. This is the story of its worst ever player.
Bro, worst ever player, but he's therefore clear of everyone watching this video, man.
It was the 1996-97 season, when Southampton were waging their annual battle against relegation. They were under the new management of Graham Souness, and after an awful start,
Hey, this racist prick, he hates Pogba, man.
with the team taking just 2 points from 7 league games, they'd enjoyed an unlikely late autumn bounce, winning 3 of 5 games to shoot up the table. Reality was just around the corner though. Souness's side would take a 7-1 thumping at Goodison Park to Everton before in a match against Leeds the following week they'd create an anecdote for the ages and make themselves a punchline. Enter Ali Dia. Now in the 1990s there was no name more respected than AC Milan's George Weah. Today Weah is the president of Liberia. But in 1996 he was the reigning European and World Player of the Year and had the game at his feet.
That's crazy. Imagine being a president of a whole country and the best player in the world in the same lifetime. That's like 2 world-class careers in one. This guy's like one at life, boy. What's his name again? George Weah.
What
Wow.
he didn't have, however, was a cousin playing non-league for Blythe Spartans. Now this story is fairly well known. A man claiming to be Weah phoned Souness, recommending that he sign his cousin, the unknown Dia. What's less understood though are the circumstances that led to him actually playing in the Premier League, or how many other clubs might have fallen victim of his hoax. Dia actually had a trial at Coventry City, but he was let go quickly after a less than impressive showing in training. He also played in a friendly for Port Vale and was given a trial by Gillingham. He didn't impress then manager Tony Pulis though, who released him because he was quote-unquote rubbish.
Hello, Tony Pulis sounds like such an American name.
Redknapp also received calls about him when he was managing West Ham, but smelt the deception and declined the offer. Souness's Southampton, meanwhile, were either considerably more naive or much more desperate. They had 2 available forwards at the time, Matt Le Tissier and Eagle Ostenstad, and
You guys, I don't even know if that video, if that guy's name, this guy in the middle, is even allowed to be said on YouTube. Pat Lepicia. He has been moving crazy as of late. Apparently, after his playing career, he starts moving very racist online. Like, he just hates immigrants. I could be getting this wrong, but I know he's banned off YouTube, man. Banned off YouTube. You know what's crazy as well? His daughter is now a women's football player, centre back for Man United. I don't know if she's Leng though. I don't know if she's Leng. She might be Leng though.
Dia, who the mysterious George Weah had claimed to play with him at former club Paris Saint-Germain, and also for Serie A side Bologna, was given a month-long contract. Reports in the British media also claimed that he had played and scored for the Senegalese national side.
He lied his way to the Premier League. That is crazy.
Now, none of that was actually true, and yet he signed a contract worth several £1,000s at the Dell, and within a week, he would make a matchday squad. Not that the Southampton players were blind. Those who trained with Dia observed that he wasn't too bad in small-sided games, but stood out badly during other drills. Some interviewed in the years after admitted to thinking genuinely that he'd won a competition to train with them. And Dia would have a big stroke of luck. He was scheduled to take part in a reserve game in the midweek ahead of the Leeds United match, and had the game gone ahead and his clumsy touch been exposed, that would surely have been the end of the road. As it was, the match was postponed because of bad weather, and after just 1 training session, he found himself in the Southampton first-team squad for the weekend. And he would come on. Dia's talent may not have been real, but Southampton's striker shortage very much was. And so when Matt Letizier pulled his groin,
Shit.
Souness was left with little choice but to send on his new number 33, who had not played for PSG, Bologna, the Senegalese national team, or any other team of professional note. Dia would actually have a shot on goal, which was saved at the near post by former England goalkeeper Nigel Martin. But his performance was shambolic, and that he didn't belong was clear. To some,
Shambolic.
it seemed like he was
That
doing
is a
whatever
big
he
word.
could to avoid the ball, running to wherever it wasn't, and on 85 minutes, having spent just 53 on the pitch, he suffered the ignominy of becoming a substitute who was substituted, being replaced by defender Ken Monku. Leeds, leading 1-0 at half-time, would score a second to make the game 7.
Listen, regardless of his outcome, he clearly didn't have the skills to back up here. But he lied his way all the way into the Premier League. If this isn't a sign that lying is the way forward in life, I don't know what it is. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I feel like when we're young, we're always taught that lying is so bad. Lying is so bad. Why are you lying? Lying is so bad. Be transparent. I'm gonna be honest here. It took me 20 years of my life to realize, yeah, lying is how you get forward in life. Lying is the way forward. Lying is the best thing in the world. You can lie about anything. I lied to get the current job I'm in right now. I lied. And I'm going to lie for the next and then another one after that. You need to lie in this life. I'm telling you. You're nowhere near as good as what anyone wants you to be, man. Lie. Lie until it's the truth. But the thing is, yeah, when you lie, you need to lie about things you could somewhat back up in it. This guy's an idiot, bro. You need to lie and be a baller. If he lied and was a baller, yeah, he'd actually... That's an elite. That's like a superhero start to a playing career. You know how many documentaries you could make of that, bro.
And Souness was left explaining Dia's performance to the media after the game. It just goes to show the state of things at the club at the moment, that a player I've never ever seen, let alone watched playing in a game, was able to play in the Premiership, he reflected. Very true. And by the time the hoax was exposed by British tabloid The Daily Mirror later in the month, Dia was long gone. In fact, Letizier doesn't recall seeing him again after the Leeds game. The mood was pretty sombre in the dressing room afterwards, and so we didn't really discuss him then, he told The Guardian. Apparently he came in for treatment on the Sunday morning, according to the physio. He was told to report again on Monday, and he just did a runner.
Why does he run? I don't understand. He didn't necessarily do anything wrong. I guess he didn't tell the truth. But this ain't illegal. He should have just stayed. Like, not deep. You could have stayed and ran up the bag, run up the month contract, and made some more bread. I don't know if he got paid for the rest of it, but bro, like, he didn't necessarily do anything wrong. They're idiots for signing them, man. You have to do diligent background checks. Is that stupid Graham Souness guy, bro? I'm telling you, this is the same little guy. This is the same prick that gets onto to Paul Pogba, man. All the time. He said week in, week out, maybe like 5-6 years ago on Match of the Day. Paul Pogba. Why is he dancing? What's he doing?
Dia's
the little Scottish guy.
Football wasn't quite done.
Old man.
He would sign for non-league Gateshead in the northeast of England, even scoring a couple of goals and earning a few £100s a week. Supporters, who seemed to be in on the joke, even serenaded him with his own chant. Ali Dia is a liar, they sang, for the 8 games that he lasted. But what came next is more of a mystery. 442 magazine managed to very briefly contact him some years ago, and also found out that he graduated from Northumbria University with a degree in business studies in 2001. But Dia himself was reluctant to speak, and none of the organisation who had come into contact with him, either inside the game or out, were able to provide any details. So nobody really knows what happened to Ali Dia, but nobody will ever forget his name either.
What an inspirational young man. I know for a fact the rest of this is going to be a stupid ad. I told you. Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. I think he's an inspirational young man. Old man now. He's probably old as shit. But at the time he was. Understand, the moral of the story is you have to lie. You have to lie in this world. But guess what? You have to lie with conviction. He was a pussy about it, man. He lied halfway and then did a runner. You have to lie, thug it out, and keep playing, man. Because if you keep lying and keep going at what you're doing, you're eventually gonna be that person you're lying about, man. You have to fake it till you make it, man. Words of affirmation, you know what I mean? Talking things into existence. That's the word, man. And with that, I'm out.